themselves, and then you look on the other side of the ledger, and Bellevue comes in the winners of 41 in a row. Unblemished 25-0 on the season this year, and one of the hottest teams in the state of Ohio. Defending state champion, #2 in the state in Division 4. You know, Coach Meister, if you played it on paper, there really wasn't any reason to make the drive over here to Seneca County, but we'll see if maybe the Lady Bears can spoil an afternoon today.
Yeah, you're going to hear us talk a lot about just the quality of play of Bellevue. Really good, as you mentioned, the winning streak. I looked at their record this year. 20 of their 25 games have been 20 points or more. I believe half of those have been 30 points or more. But what I'm really impressed with, as much as how Bellevue scores, they have 4 kids in double figures averaging, and no one is averaging more than 12 points a game. That just tells you it's a team that's not built around 1 or 2 players. They play solid team basketball. They move the basketball well. They have very balanced scoring. They're a tough team to defend because if you can take one thing away, you have 3 others that crop up. So the Lady Bears have a tall task. But I will also tell you this. You're here in district finals. You got a chance. I'm sure we're going to talk about this later on. It just depends on the attitude that Bryan's going to take coming out, playing a team like this, because there are some trap situations for Bellevue that if things go right, Bryan could find themselves in somewhat of an advantageous situation.
Yeah, literally and figuratively a tall order today for the Lady Bears. 6-footer, 6'3", guards that can shoot it. Bellevue's going to get you from every direction. It really reminds me a lot as you look at the numbers and you look at who Bellevue is of the Lady Bears teams from 2 years ago, 3 years ago that made the state and regional runs with Kaylee Thiel on the inside, Ella Rao, Mara Smith, Ella Voigt on the outside, some other shooters, Reese Grotehouse there 3 years ago as a perimeter player.
Right.
You know, Bellevue is very similar to that. So if the Lady Bears are going to avoid the same fate of other teams that ran into that offensive and defensive juggernaut that the Bears were, they're going to have to be real good today. They're going to have to take care of the basketball, and they're going to have to handle this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, at this point of the season, as a young coach, I made the mistake, and I don't think Coach Grosjean will, but at this point of the season, sometimes coaches make the mistake of worrying more about who they're playing and how to stop them and forgetting that after 25 games, you are who you are, so you need to take care of yourself. For the Lady Bears, we talked about what a great job they've done of finding their identity. I've heard you say this a bunch of times. We know who we are, and we're okay with that. It's got to be that way today. We know who we are. We understand who we're playing, but you can't all of a sudden change completely the way you play because then you aren't going to be successful. If you're going to go down today, go down swinging the way that you play.
Absolutely. Was the Bryan Athletic Boosters countdown to tip-off. We'll be back with more right after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports. Same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Bryan Arnold and Tim Meister. Bryan Arnold and Tim Meister back with you at Fostoria High School. District final action, the Lady Bears and the Lady Red from Bellevue getting ready to tip things up. I want to thank our sponsors bringing you the game today. The Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel's Supply Center. Last meeting has never happened. Today's the first meeting between the Bellevue Lady Red and the Bryan Lady Bears. So we'll see how things turn out later on today. So let's look at some information here on the Bellevue Lady Red underneath the leadership of Coach Santoro and on their torrid streak of 25-0 this year and 41 in a row.
Coach Corey Santoro in her 12th season, an outstanding 267-43 record overall. As Coach Arnold mentioned, they are the defending D4 state champion. They have won 16 straight SBC league titles. Currently, they are ranked number 2 in Ohio in Division 4. They enter the game on a 41-game winning streak. Their last loss was January 4th of 2025, and their last game that was within 10 points was on January 17th, 2026. So those numbers are quite impressive.
Yeah, you look at those stats and say, is that good? And there's not a whole lot to go against that. You can see some games that jumped out to me on that schedule. A 41-point win over Perrysburg. You can see Norwalk there, I believe the second time around, that 46-33 game, the tightest one they played of late. Norwalk trying to slow them down. A lot of other games in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. First tournament game against Lexington, 84-21. Their last 4 games as a team, they've made 10, 13, 15, and 10 3-pointers, and they got the 6-footer and the 6'3" girl to go with that.
Yeah, really balanced, really outstanding skill-wise. This is just a very solid basketball team.
Yeah, and you see the Sandusky Bay Conference standings there, the 10-0 record in conference, 25-0 overall. So let's look at our Lady Bears underneath the leadership of Coach Todd Grosjean here in today's district final.
Yeah, Coach Grosjean is 19th season now, 382 and 209 overall. Bears come in shooting 33% from the field, 28 from the 3, and 68 from the free throw line. Average 8.7 assists, 12 turnovers, and 24 rebounds a game. Bears are scoring 46.5 and only allowing 39.8, and that defensive presence will have to be as good as ever today.
Tall task for the Bears to be able to defend and find shooters, try to keep Bellevue off the boards. You know, they've got a lot of size advantage. They're quick. They play really good defense. But you're in a district final, and you look at that last 9 in a row that the Lady Bears have won since that 1-point loss at St. Mary's. And if you continue to
games, and they are good at making people feel uncomfortable.
You saw the NWAL standings there, Brian. One of 3 NWAL girls teams still alive in a district final today, with Patrick Henry and Delta the other 2. So hopefully the NWAL has a great day and we see 3 teams move on into regionals. We're going to take one more break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll come back, talk about keys to today's game, meet today's officials, and get ready for starting lineups in the national anthem here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
All right, back at Fostoria High School. Coach Meister, let's talk about keys for today's game. Keys to the game brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. Been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They've consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. So let's talk about keys to the game for the Bellevue Lady Red.
For Bellevue, fast start, don't come out complacent. One thing Coach Santoro wants is her kids to stay aggressive and play each team as though the best team they played. Defensive pressure. Bellevue lives on turnovers, and they are so good with that. And then they can get themselves out and run and finally take what the defense gives you. It doesn't matter how you score. And I would say of all the strengths they have, that's probably the one that jumps out the most.
Halfway through, and games felt like they were getting out of hand early, and the Bears got to avoid that. Halfway through, and games felt like they were getting out of hand early, and the Bears got to avoid that today if they can.
Yeah, that Lady Bear team you talked about too, they weren't afraid to step on your necks. When they got up on you, they wanted to finish you, and I think that's the same trait that Bellevue has had a lot of their games as well. When they got up on you, they wanted to finish you, and I think that's the same trait that Bellevue has had a lot of their games as well.
Yeah, so let's look at the keys to try to keep that from happening for the Lady Bears.
Well, they got to take care of the ball and limit turnovers. That's the bottom line, is they can't have any of those northwest passes. The passes start out north and go west toward the other end for uncontested layups. They got to take care of the basketball. Rebound, especially on the defensive end. They cannot give Bellevue second and third chance points. That will just be an absolute backbreaker. Then finally, be excellent on offense. What we mean by that is at times the Bears have had stretches where they have not scored. they cannot afford long stretches of not scoring. This is not a team you want to get down and have to score 10 or 12 to come back on. This is somewhere you got to just make sure your offensive possessions, you're getting good looks, and then you're finishing those looks so those scoring droughts go away.
Yeah, this is not the kind of team where if you're chasing points, you can go through some dry spells and let a run of 4 or 6 turn into 12 or 14, because I think Bellevue will thrive on that and be able to put it away quickly if they do.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to get your thought on this. I think it's a game where the Lady Bears still want to pressure, but they want to be able to pick their spots and not have to pick them up full court and pressure, not have to try to turn them over. Because like you said, I think Bellevue can kind of get the juice flowing and get going if you allow them to do that.
Yeah, and I think pressure maybe to the point of maybe trying to slow them down.
Right.
Like try to keep the ball in front. You maybe aren't run and jump and get yourself outnumbered, but at least force the ball to work up the floor, force them to take a little time off the clock every possession. Because if you turn this into a track meet here, or you allow Bellevue to turn it into a track meet, I think that's going to favor the Lady Red over the Lady Bears.
Yep, well said.
All right, well, the horn is going off now to get us ready for the national anthem. We'll take it down to our PA announcer to get things going.
Association, Fostoria High School welcomes you to this interscholastic contest between the Lady Red from Bellevue High School and the Golden Bears from Bryan High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America and those who have served or who are serving our country to support our freedom at home and abroad, with the playing of our national anthem. Today's tournament meeting is sponsored by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your attendance and support of the student athletes and coaches is appreciated by member schools competing for the right to move on. Though both teams are rivals, they are expected to exhibit the qualities of good sportsmanship throughout the contest, and the administration of both schools requests the same from all fans. The officials assigned to this tournament game have made extensive requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been assigned based upon the process approved by the OHSAA's Board of Directors. Your officials for today's contest are Mr. Jeff Milcarrick, Mr. James Tiegler, and Mr. Michael Tiegler. The athletes, coaches, and officials are guests of Fostoria High School. All fans are asked to respect the effort each of them has put forth preparing for today's contest. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for fellow fans, officials, coaches, and those administrating the contest, and of course, your team and your opponent. And as important today as ever, please remember, respect the game. Now it's time to meet the players for today's contest. First, let's meet the Bryan Golden Bears, who will be the visitors on the scoreboard today. First, let's meet the non-starters for the Golden Bears. Freshman, number 1, Ashira Kashala. Freshman, number 2, Josie Cordy. Sophomore, number 3, Emma Nagel. Starting at guard, 5'4" junior, number 11, Piper Hannah. Starting at forward, 5'7" sophomore, number 14, Avery Ann Fisher. Starting at forward, 5'8" senior, number 22, Josie. Sophomore, number 3, Lexi Easterwood. Freshman, number 4, Callie Kramer. Freshman, number 5, Jocelyn Turinsky. Sophomore, number 10, Ava Hurt. Sophomore, number 11, Brooklyn Kaufman. Senior, number 12, Bailey Nichols. Freshman, number 13, Peyton Taylor. Sophomore, number 20, Reese Mitchum. And junior, number 24, Aubrey Velco. Now it's time to meet the starting lineup for the Bellevue Lady Red. Starting at guard, at 5'3" junior, number 2, Ellie Freitag. At guard, 5'7" freshman, number 14, Ava Jacobson East. At guard, a 6' junior, number 21, Carrington Savage. In the postgame for Lady Red, a 6'3" senior, number 30, Caitlin Turinsky. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Lady Red at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 32, Macy Grensmeyer. The Lady Red are led by head coach Corey Santoro, who's assisted by Troy Stein.
All right, there you go. Starting lineups have been announced for the Lady Bears. The regular starters here from the second half of the season on. Juniors Amaya Langham and Piper Hannah. Sophomores Avery Ann Fisher and Brea Hepker, and senior Josie Arnold. On the Lady Red side, only 2 seniors on their lineup, or on their roster, I should say. One in the starting lineup, Caitlin Turinsky, number 30. Then you've got a freshman, Ava Jacobin Theus. You got 2 juniors, Ellie Freitag and CJ Savage, and sophomore Maisie Gracemeyer. So Turinsky wins the defensive tap for the Bears, gets it back to Freitag, and we are underway from Fostoria High School here at district final action between Bryan and Bellevue. Bears out in man-to-man, quick 3, left corner, no good, short off front iron. First shot from Macy Gracemeyer doesn't go. Amaya Langham pulls down the rebound, and she gets the Bears into their offense. Handoff to Josie Arnold. Arnold defended by the 6'3" post player for Bellevue. Handoff to Langham. You got a switch there by number 30, Caitlin Turinsky, and we get a reach on Turinsky early.
Great read by Amaya Langham. They got the switch, the mismatch, and Amaya was hitting Josie off that double screen on the backside, but her dribble was more towards the basket, forcing the big girl to guard her.
Ball gets inbounded into Langham. First foul on either team. Langham working up top against Gracemeyer. Ball ends up in Hepker's hands, and then she just has it taken out of her hands by Turinsky. Senior says, thank you, I'll have that. Turnover for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears are going to be very cautious because Bellevue will be very aggressive defensively.
Turinsky out of the double team, kicks it to CJ Savage, and she buries the 3. CJ Savage comes in. That's now her 66th 3 of the year. She's had a great year for the Lady Red. We get a whistle in the backcourt. Bellevue trapping in the backcourt. We get a foul on the Lady Red.
Bellevue had 3 girls trapping that ball, so if the Lady Bears can get it out of the trap, they'll have some opportunities to score, breaking that press.
I'm not sure who the foul went on. They didn't put it up on the scoreboard. So 2 quick fouls for Bellevue. Josie Arnold attacks, left hand, tries to get to the basket. Shot blocked by Turinsky. That'll be Freitag coming the other way. Quickly to Savage. Savage left hand off glass. Savage has 5. Bellevue has 5. Bears get it in quickly. Langham pushes ahead, finds a handle. 5-0 lead for Fostoria on the main stop scoreboard. 1:15 in. Avery and Fisher crossover, gets to the rim, and a finish for the sophomore guard. Leading score for the Bears gets them on the board.
I think Bryan will have those opportunities. Bellevue gets out so far that if they can get past the first defender, they'll have some opportunities to get the ball to the basket. Just need to finish like they did there.
Savage works against Piper Hanna. Ball gets knocked away. Savage gathers, gets it to Grace Meyer. She gets around Fisher. We're going to get a whistle on Fisher. Shot's good off glass. Maisie Grace Meyer knocks that shot in. Sophomore comes in averaging double digits. She averages 10 and 3, 54% free throw shooter.
Yeah, you can see that typically that pressure on the perimeter may bother teams, but Bellevue has not been bothered so far.
Free throw no good from the Welland Construction free throw line. Amaya Langham behind everybody by herself. Turinsky, a great hustle play. It's when you like to see the shot fake, let her go by.
Yeah.
6'3" is probably going to block that shot, but the Bears will have the ball back underneath their own basket.
I don't think Amaya thought the big girl could get there that fast. Boy, can she run.
7-2 Bellevue leads here at Fostoria. Josie Arnold's inbounds pass is taken away, and then a foul by Amaya Langham. That'll be her first. Bears second. Bears go with a little man-to-man. A little more token pressure like we talked about, just to try to slow the pace down from Bellevue. There's a jump in the backcourt. Savage gets trapped, gets it out to Freitag. Grace Meyer, right corner three, no good, short. Rebound comes down to Turinsky. That foul is going to be called on Avery and Fisher. That's going to be 2 on her already. 3 fouls on the Bears, just 2:08 into 51% free throw shooter. First free throw from the Welland Construction free throw line was no good. That foul for the Bears was on Josie Arnold, so just about every Bear that's been in has 1. Avery and Fisher's got 2, and she comes back in with those 2 fouls. She was getting harassed in the backcourt. Josie Arnold diagonal to Hanna, up to Langham. Bears get out of pressure, and then you've got the big 6'3" player back there guarding the rim. Miley Vollmer gets a quick 3 off from the left corner. She just checked in with Avery and Fisher, no good. Theus, corner, Freitag, back to Savage. Savage's 3 is good, and that's CJ Savage. And her 66th 3 on the year. And Bellevue's everything we thought they were going to be. Full timeout for the Bears. We're going to take a break with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The historic Bryan Arts and Education building is being renovated for the next generation, transforming it into a welcoming, accessible space where performances and events can be comfortably enjoyed. The $6.2 million project adds lobby and backstage space, new seating, lights and sound system, accessibility, and additional parking. Because here in Bryan, art connects us. Your support, big or small, makes a lasting impact, inspiring generations to come. Donate and learn more at bryanarts.org.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Back at Fostoria High School as the Bears come out of a full timeout. Josie Arnold's inbound pass comes into Amaya Langham. She's fouled by the freshman, Jacob and Theus.
I tell you what, that's exactly why as a coach sometimes you get on officials. I think Coach Groshine bought that one, planted the seed in their mind about the reaching of Bellevue.
Ball into Fisher, quickly to Langham on the diagonal in the middle. Bears much better breaking the pressure that time. Langham picks up her dribble, tries backdoor, kicked away by Turinsky. Just about halfway through the first quarter here at Fostoria High School, Division 4 District Final. Fostoria leads 19-2 on the Main Stop scoreboard. Main Stop's open when you need them. Always near a Main Stop. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Maya Langham will trigger it in for the Bears. Ball gets knocked away by Grace Meyer. Quickly to Freitag, to Theus. Her 3, right side, no good. Rebound taken away by Turinsky, and then her and Piper Hanna battle for it in the corner. They're going to call that out of bounds off of Bellevue. Josie Arnold had a beat on it, but 6'3", 6'3".
Yep. Josie and Piper down there battling their hearts out, though.
And then we get a travel on Avery and Fisher, trying to get the ball out of the Bellevue pressure right there. Bellevue will inbound underneath their own basket. You look at the numbers that Bellevue has shown this year, Coach Meister, none of this is surprising. You were just hoping the Bears could withstand it, and so far, no luck whatsoever as sophomore finishes off glass. Grace Meyer, another easy bucket for Bellevue. Arnold's pass is tipped, but Miley Vollmer chases it down, and then she throws it right into the arms of Theus, who gets another steal for Bellevue, another turnover to the Bears. Gonna have to use a lot of ball fakes.
Yep.
Try to not go through arms today if you're the Bears. Freitag, Savage, Turinsky by herself.
Great play.
Nice shot fake. Got Miley Vollmer to fly by and then gets her own rebound and finishes. 23-point first quarter, and we still have 3 minutes left on the main stop scoreboard. Vollmer's three, no good. Maya Langham got a hand on it, couldn't timeline. Works left side, hand off to Savage, works into the paint, bounce pass to Turinsky, works past and through Miley Vollmer, and there's, regardless of a big game or not, that's been a Bears issue all year long, boys and girls. Just a little slap on the wrist. We give her an easy finish, plus she gets to shoot a free throw now. So Turinsky will go to the Welling Construction free throw line. I was a little annoyed when we walked in, Coach Meister, no side panels on the scoreboards. I mean, they've been doing that thing since the 90s, I think. But I think at this point that might feel better if we're not watching them rack up their individual points on the side and having to pay attention to that.
You know, Turinsky is probably one of the least talked about starters they had, and I've been most impressed with her by far. A big girl that can catch and pass and run, excellent shooter, good defender.
Fisher tries to sneak a layup around Turinsky, can't get it to go. Bears still with just 2 points here in the opening quarter, 26 for Bellevue. 2.5 left here in the first quarter. Bears in their man-to-man defense. Bellevue happy to take their time. Grace Meyer curls left elbow, can't get the jump shot to go. Rebound to Hepker, and she gets it to Piper Hanna. Good stop there for the Lady Bears. Piper Hanna working it up against Jacob and Theus. Working through a lot of contact there. And Brian Faithful won a little bit of a bump. Fisher kicks to Hepker. Hepker will try left-hand drive, pick up her dribble, give it back to Fisher. Fisher defended by Savage and Turinsky. Loses the ball, but it ends up in Hepker's hands. She can't get the shot to go. It'll go to Langham, shot fake, baseline jumper is good.
Nice ball fake by Amaya Langham. Great little pump fake. One dribble off 2 feet. Really nice offensive move.
Good hustle there by the Bears. Keep that possession alive, and a good finish by Amaya Langham. Good use of a shot fake in the corner. Bears are going to have to do a lot more of that. Grace Meyer again, easily in the paint, and then that ball is poked away by Langham out of Turinsky's hands. Good hustle by Amaya Langham to go cover up the backside. Langham working against. Ball gets poked away. Amaya Langham working against Grace Meyer. They try Savage. Got open on the backdoor cut. Tried to find Nichols on the back block. Wasn't able to complete the pass. Goes out of bounds. So a rare turnover for the Lady Red. Another sub will come in. Ava Hurt, sophomore, will check in. I mentioned it to Coach Meister before this game tipped off. 25-0, 41 in a row, defending state champs. 2 seniors and only 1 start.
That's incredible.
And a freshman starts and a sophomore. And the cupboards are not going to be bare anytime soon for the Lady Red. Arnold will inbound against the pressure to Fisher. Fisher works it all the way to the right sideline, beats that pressure. She finds Hanna, a little backdoor cut. Piper Hanna just didn't come to a jump stop there. Shuffled her feet. Travel's called. Another turnover for the Lady Bears.
Bellevue, with their length and their defensive pressure, can just speed you up even when you don't want to get sped up.
Jacob and Theus quickly to the corner. Nice move there by Ava Hurt. Sophomore blows by Josie Arnold. Finishes with the left hand off glass. The quickness of Bellevue showing early here. Besides being really good basketball, they are good athletes as well. Quick, aggressive. Fisher has it up top. Under 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. 28-4. Bellevue leads on the main stop scoreboard. Fisher gets it back to Hanna. Hanna works. Nice bounce pass. Jesse Kidston. And
nice
a finish
move
off glass for number 20, Jesse Kidston. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the way the quarter will end. Nice offensive set right there for the Bears. They get another bucket, but have a huge deficit at the end of one quarter. Lady Red lead the Lady Bears 28-6 on the main stop scoreboard after one. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just ready to serve, please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider.
Looks like older brother might have overruled younger brother there.
What was
called the travel on Fisher. So a turnover for the Bears on their opening possession.
Well, she may have traveled, but it was caused by the contact that shoved her. So kind of an interesting overturn there.
I think younger brother would probably tell older brother that at halftime as well. You two are in agreement. Three-pointer for Savage is good, and you can see she is a pretty pure shooter. Quickly out of her hands. Josie Arnold's pass gets tipped away. Another turnover for the Bears. Another easy layup for Bellevue. And Bears just cannot afford. Those are self-inflicted wounds that we can't afford against a team like this.
Absolutely.
Fisher able to get it all the way down the floor, and then that ball is blocked out of bounds by Turinsky.
Tell you what, it's easy to defend people and pressure that hard when you got a rim protector like Turinsky back there. She erases a lot of mistakes.
You can give up getting beat at half court when you know you got 6'3" back there to take care of you. Ball inbounded out towards half court to Piper Hannah. Hannah hands it off to Fisher. She works off of a screen from Arnold, switched off by Turinsky. Tries left side, back to Arnold. She'll try left side three, and she gets that one to go.
Big.
First three-point shot of the game for the Lady Bears, 33-9 now on the main stop scoreboard. For Josie Arnold, that's her 52nd three of the year. And they're good. Good defense, a nice steal forced by Amaya Langham right there. She works the ball up the floor against CJ Savage. Nice job there. Langham has done a really good job here in this run of 9 games.
Yeah, she sure
of
has.
Handling the lion's share of the ball handling.
She's been good all year.
Fisher gets a look at three. High arcing shot goes off front rim, then off the backboard. Dead ball will be called there as Miley Vollmer will check back in for the Bears, give Brea Hepker a rest. Starters on the floor for both teams here to start the quarter until Vollmer came in. Freitag brings it up for Bellevue. And then we're going to get an offensive foul called, I think, on Savage. A little bit of a push-off on Josie Arnold trying to get open on the set.
Yeah, very interesting. The offside official made that call. It's a great call. You know, perfect call, but you usually don't see the backside official make that.
Bears have to work hard every time to get it inbounded against this Bellevue pressure. Arnold got it into Hannah, and then we're going to get another reach in the backcourt, and I think that one's on Savage also.
Yep, Coach Trosky again, nice job of working the officials, doing it the right way, getting some of those calls in the backcourt now. Hopefully the Bears can stay aggressive and get themselves to the line.
Second foul on Savage. Like I said, we'll be a little delayed on that. There's no player in foul, even on the bottom of the scoreboard. So we're listening to the announcer like you are at this point. Langham has it poked away by Freitag. She gets it to Jacob Theus, steps around Hannah, finishes with the left hand. And that freshman doesn't look like a freshman, Coach Meister. And
not
she's
at all.
a pretty smooth basketball player. Langham quickly ahead, gets it to Vollmer. Vollmer drops it down to Arnold. Tries to step through the double team, and we're going to get a travel called on Josie Arnold.
Their length is incredible. I mean, their size, to see them up against our kids is unbelievable.
I'm not sure what our turnovers are, and if I ask again, don't answer me. But there have been a lot of turnovers for the Bears so far.
Don't worry, I'm not going to answer you this time.
And that's why we're friends. I appreciate you taking care of me like that.
Try. try, brother, as much as I can.
Freshman finishes off class again. Jacob Theus has had herself an afternoon in about a quarter and a half of a basketball game. Arnold breaks the pressure, kicks it to Fisher, right corner three. Deep, misses everything, and then we got a two-point takedown on the backside by Miley Vollmer. There was some sectional girls wrestling this weekend. She would have scored some points for that.
I actually think she may have came off the top rope with an elbow drop on that.
I don't think she was missing was a folding chair, and there's an open one down in the corner for the next trip.
She'll get that next time.
Bellevue brings it back across, up 37-9 on the main stop scoreboard, and we're going to get another foul called on Miley Vollmer. A little bit of a frustration foul trying to defend Turinsky.
Yep, that's a pure frustration foul on Miley. Again, she's down there battling hard, but it's tough when you play someone this talented. It's very frustrating.
Kelsey Thiel checks in for her. Turinsky hands it off easy to Grace Meyer. Shot chart's going to look pretty easy too for Bellevue. A lot of shots around the rim. A lot of layups to finish. That sophomore's got to have double digits at this point also. Arnold attacks, gets it to the basket. So whacked on the shoulder. She went through the crowd there. The Bryan crowd would like to see a couple free throws, but the official on the baseline doesn't agree, and then Josie Arnold gathered it on the baseline, so ball will go back to Bellevue.
She politely said, "I disagree with your non-call."
Yeah. I've ref for her before. I'm sure she was very polite about it. Jacob Theus tries to get it into Turinsky, kicked away by Piper Hanna. Bellevue inbounds by the Bryan bench into Freitag. Ball screened by Turinsky. Kicks it to corner three, no good. Long rebound comes off to Piper Hanna. That was Lexi Easterwood with the three. Piper Hanna gets it down deep, kicks to Fisher, gets it to Langham. Langham works down to the right block, working against Easterman, and then we'll get a foul called on that one. And Amaya Langham will go to the Welding Construction free throw line for a couple of free throws.
Really nice patience by Amaya down there. Showed ball a couple times, kept her pivot foot, got the girl up in the air, drew contact. Need to cash it into the line.
Amaya Langham's free throw is up and good. Amaya comes in, averaging 8 points a game, 2 rebounds, 73% free throw shooter on the year. Honorable mention, all NWAL's had a really strong basketball season, especially the second half of the season, really coming into her own. You know, setting herself up for a nice senior year next year for Coach Grosjean and the Bears.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just been so impressed with her play this year.
39-11, Bellevue with the big lead here. 3:50 left in the first half. Turinsky works against Thiel, left hand off glass, showing a little bit of everything right there.
Yeah, she is. She's a nice player.
1 foot runner off of, or 1 foot runner with the left hand. Fisher hands it back to Arnold. Swings it to Thiel. Thiel right hand dribble, hand off to Piper Hanna. She works left elbow. Thought about the back door, gets it up top to Fisher. Fisher gets handcuffed up top by Freitag, so could be a whistle for a reach right there on Ellie Freitag. Just her first. We're going to get a sub for Coach Santoro's team. Ava Hurt will check in for Freitag. 3:24 left, 30-point lead for Bellevue, 41-11 on the main stop scoreboard. Bears inbound under their own basket. Arnold into Langham. Up top to Fisher. Fisher works against the freshman, Jacob Theus. And then they're going to call double dribble. Looked like that ball got poked away by
I agree.
Theus.
Yeah,
Disagreement all around for the Bryan faithful and the Bryan bench.
Coach Grosjean asked that official, he gave the greatest answer. I didn't see it. I could read his lips. I didn't see it.
Yeah, not my call.
Not my call.
Turinsky up high. Coach, it's your favorite. We're going to see a little bit of flex here out of the Lady Red. They knew you were in the building.
Yeah, you know, this is the only disappointing thing I can say about them. I'm going to mention it after the game, too.
Grace Meyer attacks to the basket. She's going to be fouled and get 2 free throws at the Welding Construction free throw line. That's a call on Amaya Langham.
Grace Myers quietly had a nice game, too.
She's a really aggressive player. I've been surprised that was not a name I expected.
No.
She's a 10-point-a-game girl. They've got so much balance, but between a freshman and a sophomore, and then another junior averaging 8, another junior averaging 10. I mean, Coach Santoro's got plenty coming back. He's not worried about next year right now, but when you start to look at next year, the cupboard isn't bare at all. The other senior, Bailey Nichols, will check in and give Grace Meyer a break.
Grace Meyer has 14 this half.
43-11, Josie Arnold.
Oh,
nice fade.
Great throw.
Yeah, nice ball there. It's nice to see an Arnold throw a deep ball.
Throw it well.
Threw it well. Dropped it right over that outside shoulder. Piper Hanna got it, went to the basket, and is fouled.
Please make sure you're telling me Jake's going to watch this replay tonight and you're going to hit this part over and over and over.
I'm not sure anybody should watch this replay.
Bears are now 1-1, shooting the free throw line the whole way out the rest of the quarter. So again, let's take advantage of it, try to cut into this lead a little bit.
Hannah's first free throw for the Welling Construction free throw line is no good. Piper Hanna comes in averaging 67% from the line. I tell you, and she saved the day against Bath in the district semis. Her 12 points, good defense, and effort all night were huge for the Lady Bears.
Nice job, Josie Arnold.
Win. Josie Arnold pulls down the offensive rebound off the miss and finishes off glass. But Piper Hanna was huge. She was the player of the game that night for the Bears for sure. She did a lot of great things. And
I referred to the other night as a Swiss knife, and I just think that's it. I mean, she can just play so many positions and play whatever you need and get done whatever you need to get done.
Freitag back in, kicks it to Easterman. She makes a run through the glass, going away from the basket, and finishes off glass. Easterwood with a nice finish there. Another sophomore for the Lady Red.
I've watched a lot of basketball, and I've seen a lot of girls basketball. And Bellevue girls do some things that I've not seen other girls basketball teams do.
Great hustle play there by Freitag. Poked the pass away, got both feet inbounds, and then threw it off Avery and Fisher and forces another turnover for the Bears. Just under 2 on the main stop scoreboard, 45-13. The Lady Red lead the Bears. I will say, I know we always tease and talk about the flex and how much you don't enjoy it, but Bellevue's running it really wide as a way to spread the floor, burn some time in a possession here in a game where they have the lead. And again, an offensive foul called on Nichols on that flex screen on the baseline.
I did not see that, but the official stared at her, and I think he said something, so I don't know if she got an elbow out or a knee out. Very interesting. He made it a point that she saw him.
Yeah, maybe she had done it before, and he wanted to make sure she knew. Hepker line drive, long 2 from the left corner. Brea Hepker knocks down that jump shot.
Another young lady that's come a long way this year.
Yeah, she's gained a ton of confidence, playing a lot of minutes as a starting the year, playing JV. Come up, got into the starting lineup, played a lot of valuable minutes for the Bears, was huge in the opening tournament win over Woodward with 18 points, career high. So a lot of promise on the Bryan side of things, too.
Oh, absolutely.
2 seniors that have played this year, one that's played a lot of minutes. A lot of purple jerseys will be back next year for Coach Groschin's squad. Rebound there by Hepker off the Nichols miss. Under a minute now in the first half, 45-15, 30-point lead, and then an entry pass is taken away by Bellevue. Run out, layup miss, a little strong there by number 10, Ava Hurt. Probably surprised herself, she was so open, and then Fisher is fouled on the defensive read. So Jacob and Theus will bring it across for Lady Red. Back into that wide flex. Easterwood up top to Freitag. Freitag resets. 24 seconds left. Jacob and Theus up high on the right. Nichols now up top. Gets it to Easterwood. Back up to Jacob and Theus, and now a clear out here for the freshman with 10 seconds left. A little bit of fire action.
Yeah, 1-4 low. Piper just got to keep her in front. Nice job.
Step back 3. No good long. Rebound down to Amaya Langham. She'll take a heave. The first half action will end with the Bellevue Lady Red 45, Bryan 17. Both teams will go to the half get their break, talk a little bit of adjustments. Obviously, that'll be a little bit more of a conversation in the purple and gold locker room than the red and white. But Coach Meister, everything that was advertised out of the Bellevue Lady Red, we've looked at their stats, we've looked at things online, knew this was going to be a tall task today for the girls, and it has not proven to be anything less than that.
No, I'm not at a loss for words for much when you ask me about the other team. I'm telling you, they are the real deal. They are so good. I think in my mind, my comparison, and not because they're like them, but I thought the Cincinnati Purcell Marion team that we played in the state Final Four, they were good, but they had a stud on the floor that was just better than everybody else.
Absolutely.
This group of Bellevue, they are balanced, they are long, they are fast. You try to take away the three, they go inside or drive. So then you step back and help, they make the three. And the one thing we haven't talked about that I've been the most impressed with Bellevue is they spread the floor and pass the ball so well. I mean, there's not kids out there trying to go one-on-one. I mean, their baskets are coming off of back cuts and shots and screens. Well coached, well disciplined. I mean, Lady Bears have nothing to be ashamed of because they did not play that bad. Just Bellevue can do a lot of things it's hard to combat.
Yeah, and I think you can say amen to every one of those points. They share the ball, they shoot the ball, they rebound, and they really like to get after you defensively. And if you're a fan of the Lady Bears, this should look pretty similar to what you saw 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we made our regional runs, made it to the state Final Four, with a team that was very balanced. Our leading scorer might average about 14, down to the fourth or fifth man who's averaging 7, 8, or 9, and that's exactly what Bellevue is. They don't care who's scoring the points. You don't see any selfish play out there. Girls are getting their buckets off the offense, not off of individual effort. So you really have to like what you see, and that would be the difference. You talk about Purcell Marion, that's the best team, the biggest buzzsaw we've run into in the last 4 years that I can think of, and they were a D1 stud and some good kids that went with her. But this is great balance. This is a team that I think you could take 4 away and that other one's going to beat you, and you decide to take another 4 away and never the other one will beat you. They have too many weapons, too many kids that can play.
They did. He brought his first sub in the middle of the first quarter, first possession. She got the ball, 2 dribbles, made a basket. So it's not like it's okay, hey, let's get her to their bench or let's do this. They're just really good.
They are very good. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll come back and talk about stats and get you ready for second half action here from Fostoria.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out Row.
If you served, you may qualify for VA health care, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Ryan Arnold and Tim Meister back from Fostoria High School, where Bellevue Lady Red have a huge lead over the Lady Bears at the half, 45-17 in this Division IV district final. Coach Meister, I was kind of distracted there at halftime looking at the state championship. State of Ohio's on the wall. See 1902, 1906, 1907, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 state champions in football. It's probably like 1 out of 4 teams at that point back at that time, but I guess if you win, and you can put a big old Ohio on the wall if you want to. That's going way back now. Good tradition here at Fostoria High School. So
the team I remember, the 96 team with Derek Kidwell as a quarterback, who went on and had a really good career at Bowling Green State University, I believe. He was a really nice quarterback, and he was a good basketball player too, a left-hander.
Yep, and a guy named Damon Moore that went down and played at Ohio State.
He
Pretty
wasn't
good,
bad.
strong safety. He wasn't too bad either. So, yeah, they had a little bit of talent come through here.
I believe they had one or two kids that played in the NFL from Fostoria.
Micah Hyde saw his jersey earlier at a restaurant that we stopped at before the ball game. So some good history and good tradition here at Fostoria. So let's talk about the stats from this game. We don't really want to, but let's do it anyway. What are the numbers through a half of action here in Fostoria?
Well, as you can imagine, the stats are relatively one-sided. For Bellevue, they have 11 total rebounds, and only because they turned this over and didn't miss any shots. They only have 3 turnovers, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Listen to this field goal percentage. 15 for 20 from the 2, 3 for 9 from the 3. That is as good as you can get in high school. For the Lady Bears, 13 rebounds. They've been turned over 17 times. They went through 2-game stretch. Kubik Thief with 11, and they were led by Maisie Gracemeier with 14. And that's kind of been a quiet 14. Like you said, Coach Arnold, she is a really nice player. You don't always notice her, but she's a very aggressive, very smart player. The Lady Bears, Brea Hepker with 2. Jessie Kiston came in off the bench with 2. Avery Ann Fisher with 4. Amaya Lane with 4. And Josie Arnold with 5. And that will have your halftime score at Bryan 17, Bellevue 45.
All right, both teams about 3 minutes or so. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back, talk about some adjustments before we get ready for second half action.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Allie Held Herman is a 2004 Bryan graduate and former Lady Bear basketball player. Allie tragically passed away in 2021, but she saved the lives of many others through organ donation. Allie's family encourages you to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor.
Our mom gave the gift of life. She is a hero. We love you, Mom.
Brian Arnold and Tim Meister back here at Fostoria. Both teams on the floor getting ready for some second half action. Once again, want to thank our sponsors who've been able to help us bring you all the action all season long on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Today's sponsors are Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. So, Coach Meister, there's not much you can do at 45-17 in a high school basketball game. We are 7 points away from this being a running clock, and then it doesn't drop down. That doesn't stop doing that unless you can get it back under 30. So this game could end pretty quickly anyway. What are you telling your girls at halftime in a district final like this?
I think what you said, our girls, the foundation they have laid this program on, the staple of them has always been their effort.
Maybe find a way to win a quarter.
Absolutely.
Find a way to win a quarter here. Show a little bit of pride. Last 2 quarters of your season. Seniors are done. Everybody else, it'll be a whole new team when you come back next year in October or even in the summertime when you're playing. So last chance to play together with this group. Bellevue gets the opening possession. Nice set play to Turinsky. She finishes off with a left hand off glass. Extends the lead back to 30 for the Lady Red. Arnold has it in the backcourt, runs into a trap, diagonal to Langham, top of the key 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound down to Fisher. Her shot is blocked. Maya Langham picks it up, gets it to Hepker. Back to Fisher, but it goes through Fisher's hands. Gracemeier picks it up. Euro step around.
That
Piper
is
Hannon.
So good.
We are playing some really skilled girls today, Coach Meister, and they're having a heck of a day.
They've made some moves off the dribble that I've not seen a girl make at this level before. I mean, tremendous moves.
Piper Hanna has it taken away in the backcourt. Jacob Enthias throws it off glass. Coach Groshine calls for a timeout. And he'll get it. 6 quick points, a full timeout. We're going to take it with him here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Well, Coach Meister, we didn't get a chance to get really warmed up there. Bellevue comes out with 6 quick points in the first 58 seconds of the third quarter off a couple of turnovers, a couple layups, a nice set play. And Bears find themselves down 34, 1 point away from a running clock here in the third quarter. 7:02 left in the third quarter from Fostoria High School. Bellevue stays with their full court pressure. Arnold long diagonal to Fisher. She pulls down, and the Bears now work against the Bellevue man-to-man. Handoff from Fisher to Langham. Gets a jump shot in the paint. Can't get that to go. Rebound down to Terinsky. One of the few times the Bears have got it. Drops it down. Trapped in the backcourt. Rich drops it down. Trapped in the backcourt. Rips it through. Gets it to Josie Arnold. Bounces ahead to Piper Hannah. Backdoor cut for Arnold. Runner finishes with one hand. Josie Arnold hits the runner. Nice pass there by Piper Hannah.
Nice ball movement by the Bears. I think 4 different players touched the ball that possession.
Freitag working the back door. And Brea Hepker's going to hear about that one on the bench. That is one of the very few set plays the Bears have, and we run that all the time. And Brea looked like she hadn't seen that one before.
You know, my question is how many people run that play?
Looked like she hadn't seen that one before.
You know, my question is how many people run that play with their center doing the back cut.
And then when she didn't throw, got called for the walk. Freitag now bring it up in front of her own bench. Tries to get to Gracemeyer, taken away by Fisher. Fisher at Gracemeyer. She's going to be called for the block, and Avery and Fisher will go to the Welling Construction free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. Nice play by her defensively. Good attack by her going to the rim. And she'll get herself to the free throw line here for a couple of shots. Avery and Fisher, second team All-League this year. Could have easily been a first-team All-League players, but it's a deep league this year in the NWAL. Yes, a lot of good players. As that ball bounces around, it doesn't go. Averaging 14 a game, 6 rebounds, 74% free throw shooter. She's made 25 threes on the year, plays great defense, leads the team in rebounds, deflections, and is right at the top with Piper Hannah in steals. So she fills the stat sheet up every night for the Lady Bears, and just a sophomore. Second free throw also not good. Bellevue brings it down now. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Cut by Jacob and Theus. Tries to finish with left hand off a glass. Can't get it to go. And she ends up with the ball in her hands, and as she's falling out of bounds, she throws it off a Bryan player laying on the baseline. So Bellevue will keep the ball.
Not only is she athletic for a freshman, she's a very, very smart player.
And Terinsky gets loose from Thiel and Miller on the inbound. Basically, inbounder just handed it off to her, and then she gets fouled trying to finish, so she'll shoot a couple of free throws. First free throw for Terinsky is up and good. Mentioned already, she's a lone senior starter, just 2 seniors on the roster. Averages 13 and 9. Not an outside threat, just 3 made threes on the year. 61% free throw shooter, looked more like an 81% free throw shooter there. Bellevue continues to be efficient. They get into their trap off the free throws. Arnold and Fisher playing catch in the backcourt. Arnold gets it across to Thiel, to Piper Hannah. Picks up her dribble back to Arnold. She'll take a long 3 short off front iron. Long rebound out to Freitag. Gets it up to Gracemeyer. Good closeout that time by Avery and Fisher, but the crossover just too good from Gracemeyer. Oh, she can't go. She put the ball on the floor and she was gone. Thiel gets it to Langham. We're going to get a reach in there by Jacob and Theus.
Lady Red foul on number 14, Jacobson, please.
Her second foul. Arnold will inbound for the Bears underneath their own basket, looking for Miller on the backdoor cut. Ball taken away by Freitag, and then Arnold takes it back away from her. And we'll get a jump ball called in the paint. So the Bears will keep it. Turnover and turnover.
Yeah. Nice scrappy play by Josie there, getting in there, knocking the ball loose, and having the wherewithal to tie it up and keep possession here with Bryan.
Inbound again. She throws it up top to Avery Ann Fisher up high on the right side. Working against Theus. Spin move. Tried to go over her left shoulder. Couldn't get the jump shot to go. Saved by Thiel. Out to Fisher, and then Fisher can't control it, and it goes out of bounds in the Bryan bench, and it's going to go to Bellevue.
I think Avery Ann thought that went off Bellevue because she did not go after that ball.
Yeah, I don't know if she was confused by who tapped it out to her or not, but that one goes back to the Lady Red. We get a couple of subs, and then Ava Hurt is in, so 3 subs on the floor to go with Theus and Turinsky. Jacob and Theus, left hand. I'll tell you, she uses her left hand enough to think it might be her dominant hand. Yeah. Nice crossover, couldn't get the runner to go. Rebound to Arnold. Piper Hanna now has it. Works against Turinsky, 5'3", working against 6'3". Gets it all the way to the basket. There's some pretty good individual effort by Piper Hanna right there. Got the ball to the basket, and she'll go to the free throw line. 59-22. Clock's running. 2:15 left here in the third quarter. Piper Hanna's first free throw is up and good. Maya Langham will check back in for the Lady Bears for Avery Ann Fisher. So Miller, Arnold, Hanna, Thiel, and Langham on the floor for the Lady Bears. Nichols, Turinsky, Easterwood, Jacob and Theus, and Hurt on the floor for Bellevue. Second free throw, no good. 59-23, 1:45 left in the third quarter. Running clock in effect here at Fostoria. Hurt back to Theus. She works around Miller. Gets to the basket, can't finish with the left hand. Rebound comes down to Miller. Arnold gets it to Hanna, and the Bears get it across the timeline. Hand off to Miller. Spin move. And the ball got poked away. Turnover there by the Bears. We'll get a couple of substitutions. Vollmer will check in for Thiel. Kidston will check in for Miller. Freitag back into the game for Jacob and Theus. And then Grace Meyer will check back in. She gives Turinsky a well-deserved rest. So the two top scorers come into the game, check out. Today's top scorer probably is Grace Meyer. I don't have an individual scoreboard to see, but sophomore's been great today for the Lady Red. She's back on the floor, has the ball into the paint, and easy layup at the rim. Around a Bryan defender. Looked like one step backside to take a pass away that wasn't made. Piper Hanna works it up top for the Bears in their motion offense. Gets to the left block with her left hand, finishes off glass. Nice job by Piper Hanna. Good finish by the junior. I think Piper's got to feel pretty good going into the summer. Got a lot of confidence here from her play, especially in the tournament. Kidston grabs that turnover, and then she's fouled by Freitag.
I think next year Piper will probably be called on to score a little more for the Lady Bears. Her role will have to change a little bit offensively, I believe.
Yep, 4 starters returning for Coach Grosjean's squad. Hanna heaves it off the backboard and won't go at the end of the third quarter. So that's the way we will stay at the end of 3. Lady Red 61, Golden Bears 25. We'll come back for the last 8 minutes with a running clock in effect here from Fostoria High School.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Out-of-town scores are brought to you by WBNO, WQCT, and thank you to Matthew Clark for sending me that information. Terinsky can't get the shot to go. Bellevue rebounds. Freitag's three is no good. Rebound to Grace Meyer. Her shot no good. Terinsky the rebound, and she'll finish. Pretty good team. I don't think they need 6 chances,
No.
Coach Meister. They're gonna capitalize. We give them that many chances, and
No, you felt good on the first 5 possessions we stopped him, but that 6th one gets you every time.
yep, just one too many. Arnold kicks to Hannah. Hannah tries the baseline. Picks up her dribble.
Nice move.
Nice job with the left hand. Josie Arnold comes up with the loose ball. She brings it up top. Harassed by Grace Meyer. Gets the ball to Kidston. Kidston to
Nice
Arnold
cut.
in the paint. And we're going to get a reach on Jacob and Theus. That'll put Josie Arnold at the line for 2. Lady Bears staying active and continue to move. Doing a good job of talking to each other. Jessie Kidston, nice find of Josie Arnold in the paint right there. Josie Arnold, senior, will go to the line. First team all-league selection this year and last. Comes in today as a 77% free throw shooter, and that first one rattles in and out. Averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds. With a 3 today, she's gotten to 52 threes this season. That'll put her 3rd all-time for a season total. Reese Grodehouse has a school record at 67. Josie's behind her with 62 last year, 52 so far this year. But Josie's taken over the all-time total this year.
Yeah,
she's in the nearly about over 145 now. And we'll see if she can add to that here in the last 5.5 as the clock runs. Second free throw rattles in. Give the senior 8 points today in her last high school basketball game. Freitag brings it across the timeline. We have some more subs. Lady Red keep bringing some. She'll bring it up, gets it across the timeline to. She'll bring it up, gets it across the timeline to Langham. Langham attacks the elbow, bounce pass to Arnold. She tries a runner, no good. Gets her own rebound, and she'll go back to the Welland Construction free throw line to shoot a couple more.
I think that's about Josie Arnold's 4th and 5th offensive rebound. She's crashed the glass hard today. Undersized, but man, has she gotten after it.
Not the way you want your last game to go as a senior, but for the entire team, getting themselves to a district final. 9 straight wins to end the year before this loss today. 9 straight wins to get themselves here. There was a point in January where things did not look very good in Mudville when the Lady Bears were playing. Didn't look like they would ever end up anywhere close to this spot.
No.
And you got to give the girls and Coach Groshine a lot of credit as Miley Vollmer gets a nice hand as she gets checked out. Senior also playing her last high school basketball game.
I'm going to guess that this is the first senior class to have this total happen. 4 consecutive district appearances and 3 out of 4 district final appearances.
I think Josie Arnold knew she was coming out if she made that free throw, left it short off front iron. But she can't. After the jump ball, she will check out and go over and get some high fives and hugs on the sideline. I think Nichols thought she was in pretty good position to take a charge, but Amaya Langham, I tell you what, she's been the victim of that call the other way a lot of times. Probably in the last 2 minutes of a game like Bellevue as well. Number 1, Lengthy. Number 4, Kramer. Bellevue as well. Number 1, Lengthy. Number 4, Kramer. Number 11, Kaufman. 24, Volko. And we got a baseline shot. Quick set there, scored by number 11, Brooklyn Kaufman. Sophomore gets the bucket and a chance to make it a 3-point play as she's fouled. 1:10 and counting on the main stop scoreboard. Another sub will come in. Josie Cordy will check in for Jessie Kidston. Kidston played a lot of good minutes. I tell you what, she logged a lot of minutes for the Bears this winter, played a ton of JV. Then she was in the 7-8 man rotation most nights for the Bears, especially as a defensive specialist. That girl played a lot of basketball this winter, and I know Coach is going to be counting on her going into next winter.
You know, I think if at the beginning of the season you had told any of us that Emmy Miller and Jessie Kidston and Brea Hepker are going to play a big role for the varsity, I'm not sure how much we would have thought that to be fact, but that, hey, they played a bunch. They have been a great positive impact.
Sophomore Reese Meacham knocks in a 3 for the Lady Red as they've got some JVs on the floor. They'd like to say I scored in the district final as well. Lengthy up top, works against Chloe Wallace. 1-4 low, setting up for the flex here now for Bellevue. Lengthy left corner, 3 no good, rebound. And rebound again, 2 back-to-back. Kaylee Kramer rebounds, the freshman run over the top of Thiel. And then picked it up and gets fouled. The clock will run out on the ball game, and that's the way we're going to end it here from Fostoria today. So the Lady Bears ran into a buzzsaw. Bellevue, 41 straight, 25-0 this season, number 2 in the state, defending Division IV state champions, and they did not disappoint their fans, and they lived up to the expectations, and they handled the Lady Bears today 68-31 in this district final from Fostoria High School. And Coach Meister, there won't be a whole lot to say. That game kind of spoke for itself. There wasn't anything fancy, just a really good basketball team doing really good things. And the Lady Bears, winners of 9 in a row coming into this, got themselves into a district final. Just not enough there to match what Bellevue had to keep themselves in this ball game and keep competing.
No, they just ran, like you said, they ran into a far superior team. I think we could play them 20 times, and I think we're 0-20. And it's probably about the same result, and that has nothing to do with how Bryan played. That has everything to do with the talent, and as you and I mentioned before, not only you can be a talented team and be good, but this is a talented team who is well coached, well disciplined, can score from anywhere on the floor, can adjust. If you take something away, they're going to find another way to do it. It might be as good of a girls basketball team as I have seen in this area in a long, long time. Certainly you have watched more girls games than I would, so I'd be interested to get your take on that thought.
Yeah, I think it felt a little bit this winter when we went to Patrick Henry. We didn't broadcast that game, but boy, Patrick Henry just blitzed us that night, shot it like crazy, scored, I think maybe scored 25 or 28 in the first quarter, but their subs were 4 for 4 from 3. They just shot the lights out. And that was, I mean, Patrick Henry is a very good basketball team. They've got a chance to be in a state final for themselves this year. But realistically speaking, Patrick Henry had a really good night that night, and then they battled through a lot of other games. They lost a couple. This team right here, they do that every night. Like that's, I've looked at their score by quarters, game by game, and their totals. This is what they've done to people pretty much all year long. And they play in a legit conference. They've won it 16 straight times. This is no flash in the pan. This was no, boy, they were just hot today. This was a team that is really good, and they come out and back it up all the time.
Yeah, you know, quite honestly, you and I had not seen them play. You may have watched a little from them. I did not, so all I had to go by was stats and scores. And I walked in this gym tonight, and I went, you know what? I saw their scores. I saw, like I said, 20 of their wins by 20 plus or more. I think of those, another 12 were by 30 or more. In my mind, I said, okay, how good is the competition they played? Has anybody gotten into their knickers and defended them full court? Has anybody done the things? Well, I was mistaken. They are good. They are the real deal. And no shame or Bryan should feel bad at all because they lost to a team that might win the state title again. And as you mentioned, maybe the favorites next year again.
Everybody back but one. And she's legit, but everybody back but one of their regulars. You see the Lady Bears receiving their district runner-up medals. This is anytime you get a chance to get a trophy and take one back to the trophy case, you got to feel good about it. The Bears will take back a district runner-up trophy today. Each of the girls receiving their medal from athletic director Nathan Keel. First of the 2 seniors who were dressed her at the end of the year, Josie Arnold getting hers, and she'll be followed by Miley Vollmer. And you feel bad. We've said this all year long, talk about Ava Zimmerman and Gabby Mossberg, a couple of seniors who played since they were little and injuries to cut down the nets. We'll come back, talk some quick stats, wrap things up here from Fostoria, and get ourselves ready for the off-season.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help. because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Individual scoring for Bellevue. Brooklyn Kaufman with 2, Ava Hurt with 2, Lexi Eastwood with 2, Ella Freitag with 2, Reese Meacham, CJ Savage with 6, Ava Jakubik-Thies with 13, Caitlin Perinsky with 18, and led by Maisie Gracemeyer with 20. For the Bryan Lady Bears, Brea Hepker with 2, Miley Vollmer finishing her senior season with 2, Jesse Kitson with 2, Piper Hanna with 3, Avery Ann Fisher with 4, Amaya Langham with 9, and tying Amaya for scoring honors, again playing her last game in an outstanding 4-year career, Josie Arnold with 9. Final score will be Bryan 31, Bellevue 68.
All right, well, one more time here. Let's thank our sponsors. Brought us all this action this year. I want to thank the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. No more basketball. Coach Meister, winter sports are wrapped up. I don't know how many of you paid attention to Bryan swim, but a state champion made it home yesterday. Nora Koonsman, state first teamers with some of our divers, relay teams that qualified for finals. Was just an outstanding end of the season for the Bryan swim team. Wrestlers still finishing up their seasons. We haven't gotten any updates on how things have gone last night or tonight in Defiance for our girls. The boys are in postseason action, so hopefully find some kids that can continue some postseason success here in the wrestling program as the other winter sports have wrapped up. Our next game will be in the spring. April 16th, Archbold at Bryan softball. That should be a really big game between Bryan and the Blue Streaks. Bryan trying to get a little bit of revenge for their only league loss last year. But that sounds a little strange to think the next time that an athletic event will be on the Golden Bear Sports Network, we're going to be outside playing in the dirt and hopefully enjoying a little bit of sunshine and warm weather.
Yeah, and I would think the Lady Bears, again, what a tremendous athletic season from fall to winter. And certainly I think the expectations run high in the spring for softball and for track and for all the other tennis and the other spring sports. So I hate to see basketball season come to an end. I really enjoyed watching this team because they just improved so much. But that chapter turns and now on to spring sports.
Yeah, and the girls will feel the same way. The girls that are softball players or they run track, they're excited for that chapter in their year as well, but it's always hard when a season comes to an end. So, you know, they're going to lick their wounds a little bit. They're going to feel their emotions about this. And I know, having been to softball practices, we're looking forward to getting our girls back. We want them to play as long as they can play, enjoy all the success they can enjoy. But when it comes right down to it now, when you have these girls come back to the softball program, we're going to be thinking full steam ahead. Tennessee trips coming up over spring break for 3 days, and then come back and start the season officially. Softball, baseball, track, tennis, get things underway in the spring, and we'll all be looking forward to that. Even if it just means a little bit of sunshine and some more warmth, we're looking forward to spring sports and getting outside and hopefully enjoying some success in those arenas as well.
Yeah, and we talked about how much success breeds success, and not just in the same sport or same program, which is what we've talked about with basketball, but it's really carried over in the other sports too. I mean, there's no secret that when you're successful in one sport, you tend to be successful in another. And I think at this point right now, you look at our girls, and they just have so many successful athletic programs. And that's good for a school culture. That's good for a community. Just really neat to see.
We talked about that a little bit on the boys' side on the broadcast on Thursday night of how they need to find that culture, need to find that winning way in one sport that carries over to another, the work ethic that carries over from one to another. You mentioned it, this senior class. You know, if you just stand back and look at this, you can say, okay, what did those seniors really do for that run 4 years ago? They were great cheerleaders on the bench. You know, but Josie Arnold played a little bit of a role the next year when they went to a regional final. You know, they haven't enjoyed the same success, but they've enjoyed success the last 2 years, and they learned the right way of doing things. And people who've heard me say it before probably are tired of hearing me say it, but I've had a chance. This is 11 straight years of girls basketball now between our oldest and our youngest daughter that went through the program, and you could watch those older girls set the tone and then set a standard for the younger girls to follow, and then that has carried over into other sports, and the success from other sports has filtered into the rest. And now, I'm not going to lie, when I came here 30 years ago, if it was Bryan girls sports, they got to a tournament game, they were already thinking about the next practice they're going to, or they're thinking about what they're going to do the day after their tournament game, because you didn't make tournament runs really. You didn't go on big marches. You didn't continue your season. We were struggling to win league championships, but the culture has changed. The attitudes have changed. The people that have spent time in the programs from the little kids all the way up have kind of set a different standard in all of our sports across the board. So that can be done, and I think that's something now as a parent vested in the boys program. Now I want to see the same kind of thing happen over there, where people get invested enough that they start to raise the standard and set the expectations.
Yeah, and you know, anytime you can be part of history on the right side, that's very special. And again, for this group, you think about it, historically Bryan had never been to the state basketball tournament. They got there. They played for a state championship in softball. That had never been done. We have a state championship swimmer in girls, first one of Coach Luce's career, I believe. That hadn't been done. So I hope at some point parents, community members, kids, I understand what the emphasis is. I understand you're a little disappointed when the season's over, you lose, but I also hope they appreciate the history they have made, because you say you've done something that's never been done in the history of the school before. That's awful special.
You and I have been around here a long time. We've coached. We've been athletic directors. We know the behind the scenes. We know all the other stuff, and we know what this means. We know that this is a big deal. And these kids and coaches and this culture that's been built on the girls' side of things, everybody should be really proud of that, happy about it now. How can we keep this thing moving forward? So hopefully Coach Grosjean and his staff will be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the human element of it, too. You know what's important in this program. When you have a successful program and a good program, I always say it takes three groups of people. It takes coaches who are willing to put in the time. It takes kids willing to put in the work. It takes parents willing to make the sacrifices and let coaches coach their kids. And in this case, it's been the perfect recipe for Bryan.
It has been, and we couldn't be happier about the experience that all these girls had. Great parents, great kids.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
Yep. So when this is said and done, make sure you're going to hug your daughter.
Yep.
Then you can criticize her afterwards.
I'll do that too.
Will you hug her first, though?
I got some pointers. All right. Well, let's thank our crew. I really like these guys a lot, too.
Yeah,
this has
tremendous.
been a ton of fun. They do such a great job. Don't ask Chris Malangan how many miles he has logged. Tim Meister, Bryan Arnold, Lady Bears fall in the district finals to the Bellevue Lady Red. Good luck to them and their coaches. Hopefully they win a state championship. That might make this feel just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody.